everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of CU Faith Fridays. This week we have joining us junior Emily Gomez Rodriguez. She's here with us today to, yes, talk a little bit about faith, as this is what the series is about, but she's here to talk about some other things too. And I'm excited to hear what she has to say in that. So welcome, Emily. And I think we'll get started with our first question, which is always, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Thank you for having me. Like you said, my name is Emily. I'm from Rahway, New Jersey. I'm a junior at Caldwell University. I've been commuting since freshman year. I am also on the side, I love makeup. I am a part of volleyball. I did, well, not at Caldwell, but in high school, I did do volleyball up into an injury. I love cheer. I'm a part of LASSO. I'm a part of the Health Professions Club. And I also volunteer for American Red Cross on my free time.
On your free time. I love that. I love that. Yeah, because my first question is, do you have any free time? But that's awesome. That's awesome. And what are you studying at Caldwell?
I study health science and I'm also minoring in psychology.
Okay, great. Awesome. Great. And what do you hope to do with health science and psychology? What's kind of your general career path, would you say?
So I'm aspiring to become a physician assistant and apply pretty
Okay.
soon.
Okay, great. So that's something you would go into like right after Caldwell.
Yes, that's my aim.
Okay, good, good, great. Well, it sounds like you're involved in a lot on campus, and you're a commuter, so I'm assuming you're predominantly remote this semester.
Yeah, I'm fully remote.
Okay, okay, great. How have you been able to still stay connected with everything? So it sounds like you're involved in all these clubs and organizations, and have you felt like you've been able to kind of still stay involved or keep connected even though you're remote? And if so, how have you been able to do that?
So I do feel like I definitely am connected. I mean, the staff has been wonderful. For classes wise, everything is a matter of just finding the time, not only on regular class time, but rewatching lectures. And then when it comes to being involved, that has been honestly more difficult. But it's out there if you could manage the time. I wanted to get more involved with the Health Professions Club, but I have been using their resources that they've been giving me to help me.
That's great. That's good. Yeah, sometimes I think about incoming freshmen, like freshmen this semester. And yeah, I think like how difficult it must be to really not be able to experience campus life in that sense. What have you found are some of the joys and then also some of the challenges of this semester for you?
So I'll start with the joys.
Okay.
um, some of the joys are definitely being able, well, for me, I can say because I'm a junior and it's not my first year, I also do think about the freshmen a lot. And I do have a lot of friends that are transferring to other schools or that it is their first year. And I honestly don't know how they're doing it. I'm still learning as I go, even being a commuter. Now with the online learning, I love that I can basically not only learn on my own time, but just manage life more and be able to volunteer more, which I love.
Mm,
Challenges are definitely not having the face-to-face interaction, trying to find time to communicate with professors for questions, but it's all a matter of just working around it, and if there's a will, there's a way.
yeah, yeah, yep. That's good. That's good. Um, Now, are you at home? Do you live at home with your family?
Yes, I live at
Okay.
home.
Okay, great. Awesome. And what has it been like kind of being able to spend all this time with your family this semester?
So that has definitely also been a pro to online learning, getting more time with family. My mom is a school teacher, so it is a little bit of a hassle, me being online, her being online, wanting to find quiet, but it's definitely been good having that extra bonding time.
That's great. That's great. That's awesome. Um, so let's transition to talking a little bit about faith and spirituality. How might you describe your faith or spirituality? What is that like for you?
So my faith and spirituality is something that I'm still learning. It's something that I'm still figuring out. Caldwell has honestly been a school that has opened up my faith and spirituality more. I remember being a high school student and hearing about a private school and being very hesitant about it and wanting to go to a big state school. But you know what? I'm very grateful that I did choose Caldwell, and it's something that I'm learning every day.
That's great. That's good. So it sounds like there's aspects of the Caldwell mission that have like resonated with you. And I guess I would just ask, like, what do you find are some of those values that you do find at Caldwell that really have solidified your decision of being grateful that you chose it?
So, my number one value was definitely the sense of community. I'm from Rahway, so it's a small town, but I did also live in Elizabeth, so I didn't really get that sense because I did move between the two. And
Mhm.
I love that within Caldwell, I was able to find that in the support and the genuineness of the school and the professors and the attention.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. That's good. Kind of that like small class size is awesome. Um, so obviously, as you know, remote learning and that kind of stuff. We're in the middle of a pandemic still, very much so. Has your faith played any role for you in terms of navigating through this pandemic?
100% it has. Um, so I always know that there's a higher power. I know that I'm with God, and I know that He is helping me get through this. And anytime where I feel that I'm stuck or I may not know the answer to something, I just know that even though I'm a science major and there's scientists and doctors out there, there's not always an answer for everything. So that, that has definitely helped me.
Great, that's good. And so you said you want to be a physician assistant. Do you have other physician assistants in your family? I know the son's kind of like coming in, coming in there. Do you have other physician assistants in your family, or where did that drive or desire come from for you?
So I don't have any physician assistants in my family. I don't have any doctors or nurses. My father is a respiratory therapist, and at a
Hmm.
very young age, I've always been like fascinated. It may sound yucky, but with blood and with like things health related. And I was actually set on since a very young age to be a dentist
Hmm.
because I myself had braces for like 4 years. So I really wanted to boost someone's confidence the way my dentist did and change their smile. But then in the midst of the pandemic, everything changed. And I have also worked in a dental office, and I
Hmm.
realized I wanted to do more than just boost someone's confidence and really make an impact.
Hmm.
So it's actually a career that I discovered with research. It's a career that's not very well known and it
Yeah.
does need more education on. And I'm
Mhm.
just so glad that in the midst of the pandemic, I honestly feel lucky that I was able to figure out what I really want to do and I found my passion and I had the drive.
That's awesome. And I think too to want to make a change towards a field where people are on the front lines right now. In that, I have friends who are nurses, and they need a day off. And so really to make that choice to really put yourself out there, I think is awesome. It's awesome. Have you found support in that from Caldwell, like professors that you might have talked to, or your health professions club? Yeah.
So my advisor has definitely helped me. He's helped me get more informed on what are the steps and how to actually become a physician assistant because it is a challenge. It's not easy. There's prerequisites and there's a whole bunch of stuff that get into it. So
Mhm.
I have been in contact with my advisor and he's helped me and by lots of meetings and conversations with him and actually knowing and actually being a part of a Facebook community page. For pre-physician assistance,
Ah,
that has really helped me solidify that that's 100% what I want to do.
okay, great. That's cool. That's cool. So just in, speaking of people like in our lives who help to kind of guide us, what would you say might be like mentors or people who've inspired you in your life? Maybe not just with your path for like becoming a physician assistant, but really for anything in life. Who have been some of your mentors or people who really you feel inspired by?
So my mentors have been Dr. Furky.
Mm.
She really prepared all of us for COVID and coronavirus. And I remember being even skeptical of everything and learning it in her classroom and listening and not really being in reality or thinking that it would actually happen.
Mm.
So she is one of my mentors. I'd like my advisor as well. I work very close with him, like hand in hand for my degree, Dr. Valhagen. Another mentor would be one of my aunts. She's a very strong person and she came to this country at, I believe, 8 years old,
Wow.
not knowing English. She went to Kane University. She graduated, got her degree, became a teacher, and she's definitely one of my mentors.
Good for her. That's great. That's great. That's cool. Um, so yeah, so I think that's kind of it. Is there anything else that you would like to share with our viewers?
I'd like to share with the viewers to for everyone to be safe. I hope everyone is finding themselves well, not just with COVID, but everything in general. And we're in this together. We're a community. We have to work together as a whole, and we will get through this.
That's great. Yes, I love what you said about community. And I remember when you were talking about Caldwell is like one of the values of Caldwell that really stands out to you is that sense of community. So yes, that's wonderful. Well, great. Well, I'd like to thank Emily for being with us today, and I'd like to thank all of our viewers for tuning in. We'll be back next week with another guest, and we're winding down the semester. So I think we'll have about 2 more CU Faith Friday episodes before we take a break for the holidays. But thank you very much for being here, and have a
Thank you
great
for
weekend.
having me.
Thanks, Emily.